Hi everyone, I am Dan and these videos are for people new to testing, and I will demonstrate how to complete each test and how to complete your scheduled test results. Now this video is how to do the R1 plus R2 on a ring circuit. Now my DB, all of the cables for my ring circuit I'm going to test, my live earth and neutral, are already taken out of the MCB, out of the earth and neutral bars, because my previous test, the end-to-end, required me to do that. So they've just been left out from the previous test. Before you start each test, make sure you've got your on-site guide with you and open to the correct page. For the R1 plus R2 on a ring, you need your on-site guide open to page 116 and 117. And we will be completing column 21 in your schedule of test results. So, first of all, the first test we do in the R1 plus R2 for a ring is actually the R1 plus Rn, which is your live and neutral test. We must do this test, but we do not record the result anywhere on the test schedule. What we need to do is link up in what we call the figure of 8, our live cable at R1 and our neutral cable are Rn, and then we will be testing at each socket on your ring. So what I'll do is I'll link these up and you can see how we do that. On a ring circuit we have 2 neutrals, 2 lives and 2 earths, and we need to know which neutral, which live and which earth come from the same twin and earth cable. Now in this installation, as you can see, I've marked up a neutral and a live and an earth cable to show that they are all from the same bit of twin and earth. Now I need to join, we're going to label those my outgoing and incoming neutral, live and earth. So I need to join an outgoing live to an incoming earth, to an incoming neutral, sorry. So for me, I will use this short length of cable and I will join an unmarked live and a marked neutral cable, and then vice versa. So I will join the unmarked neutral and the marked live. Now that has formed what we call our figure of 8, and then we will go to the socket where we will complete our tests. On the R1 plus R2 test of our ring, we need to set our machine to ohms. We've got our figure of 8 link in the DB, and we've joined our outgoing live and incoming neutral and our incoming live and our outgoing neutral cable. So now what we need to do is our test probes at each socket on the ring. Put one test probe on the screw for our live cable and one test probe on the screw for our neutral cable, and we wait and it will give us a reading, and we have, it's bounced a little bit, we'll say that is, there you go, 0.99. Now do that same test at each socket within your ring, and you will make a note of the highest reading that you got. Remember, we just make a note on a spare bit of paper. It does not go anywhere. The R1 plus Rn reading does not go anywhere on your schedule of test results, but we need to know what it was. And that is the test complete for the R1 plus Rn. Now we will do the R1 plus R2 test for our ring. Our ring circuit, we have our 2 neutrals, 2 lives, 2 earths, which we've already looked at, and the R1 plus Rn. We will now do the figure of 8 cross-connect method for our R1, which is our live cable, and our R2, which is our earth cable. So we connect, using our little crocodile clip leads, we connect our outgoing live, which is our marked, to our incoming earth, our unmarked, and then our unmarked live to our marked earth cable. This has now formed that figure of 8, and we are now ready to do the tests at each of our sockets. In our DB we have our R1 and R2 cables joined in the figure of 8. Our outgoing live is linked to our incoming earth, and our incoming live is linked to our outgoing earth, forming the figure of 8. And now, just like we did on the R1 plus Rn, we go to each socket and we put one test probe on the earth screw, and then the next one onto the live, and we wait for a reading. It's bouncing quite a bit, and we'll just call that 0.92. That is 0.92. Now I do the same, take the same readings at each socket in our ring, and we record the highest value, and we record that in column 21 of your schedule of test results. And that is the R1 plus R2 test of the ring complete. Now we'll go and do a close-up and we'll have a look at the schedule of test results, and we'll look at the on-site guide. Now looking at the test results, the schedule of test results for our R1 plus R2 on our ground floor ring, this is circuit number 11. So turn the page over. Go circuit number 11. Column 21 says R1 plus R2, and our value was 0.92 ohms. The R2, that needs blocking out. Our R1 plus Rn was 0.99, and as I said, there's nowhere for it to be recorded on the schedule of test results, but we need to test it to make sure that all our cables are correctly connected in our socket, and we just check the readings because our live and neutral cable are pretty much going to be the same length. They are the same cross-sectional area, so our resistance value for R1 plus R2 and R1 plus Rn are going to be relatively the same. Obviously our R2 cable is a little bit smaller, so that would just mean this will be slightly different, but they should be close to the same number. Now we'll look at our on-site guide. Page 116, it shows here our cross-connect of R1 and Rn. Now the picture in the on-site guide uses chop blocks or Wagos, and we use those lengths of cable with crocodile clip. It makes no difference which one you choose to use. And on page 117 it shows the same figure of 8 cross connect of our R1 plus R2 cable, and we've got some explanations of step 1, step 2, step 3 of how to complete the test and the types of values that you need to be looking out for. And that is our R1 plus R2 test complete on a ring circuit. Thank you for watching the video. Remember, we've got plenty of other videos on all of the other tests that you can do, and there are also many videos on cable calculations and all sorts of things that you're going to need to know to complete level 2 and level 3 in electrical installation. Now if you want my tabs that I have on my BS7671, visit the website electricalstudent.co.uk where you can purchase those. Also on the website, loads of free stuff, loads of practice tests, mock exam questions and such like. Working with electrical installation, guys, remember, be safe. Most importantly, listen to your lecturers. He or she definitely knows best. Take care, guys. See you soon.